guys? My name is Christian.
Carlos.
And Josh.
This is TRT Boxing.
And today we're going to talk about the fight between Deontay Wilder and Chris Arreola, which is for the WBC heavyweight title, and which is happening pretty much in Deontay Wilder's backyard. So we're going to break it down for you guys now.
This fight's between Arreola, like Carl said, 6'3", 240, 250 pounds. Big guy, brings a lot of size to the table, but not necessarily a lot of muscle. He's a strong guy, clearly, the way he carries himself, but he doesn't seem to work out. He doesn't have the physical shape that you would expect out of a guy being a world-class athlete like these two are. He's heavy, but he seems to keep that weight. He carries it well. He fights with speed, he fights with power, and he lasts surprisingly long throughout most of the fights, 6, 7, 8 rounds, and then he'll finally start to tire out, and he slows down, but he still fights. He'll fight the entire fight if need be. He doesn't completely just slow down and pass out. Wilder, on the other hand, big, physically strong guy. You can tell he spends a lot of time working out, getting his body into shape, but he also doesn't look like he gets a lot of good conditioning in. He also slows down during fights. It's about the same time, 6, 7, 8 rounds. He'll slow down, but his power is able to carry him through. So he kind of tires out, but he doesn't deplete in the same way. He can still get that knockout punch late in the fight. Both of these guys can. Defensively, Wilder likes to keep his hands down, backs away, tries to dodge punches, but he still ends up getting hit a lot because of that style. He doesn't block a whole lot. He does a little head movement, body movement, but neither of them are too fast on the feet. Arreola, on the other hand, keeps his hands up, blocks a lot of punches, but he also is not quick with his head movement or his body movement, so he also gets hit with a lot of shots. Both of them are able to overcome that deficiency in their game because how much power they bring to the table. What do you think about how the power-speed dynamics is going to break down in this fight?
So let's talk about speed first. Now, of course, this is a heavyweight fight, so we're not going to see a lot of speed. But if we're going to give someone an advantage, it's definitely going to be for Wilder. It's always kind of hard to judge how fast Wilder is, considering he's more of a sniper type of guy. He's looking for that clean, open shot. But when he does decide to pull the trigger, he's fairly quick. On the other hand, you got Arreola. He's more of a combination type of guy. Now, he's not that fast, but he does have much better combinations than Wilder would. But again, Wilder with the slight advantage on speed. Now then you go into the power category. Of course, Wilder has a lot more power. Arreola is more of a get a knockout with combinations type of guy. Wilder tends to be a one-punch knockout type of guy. Now, of course, that has a lot to do with opposition and experience.
Arreola has had the vast majority of the better fighters too. Vitaly Klitschko, Thomas Adamek, Chaz Witherspoon way back. He's got the edge on this experience, but I don't think it's going to matter a lot. These are two guys that came off with a couple of issues these last couple of years. Arreola broke his hands twice. He broke his hand at the Thomas Adamek fight, and then the next fight that he fought with both hands messed up. He also I think he just broke his ankle in March of this year. I don't know if the hands are going to be a big issue because those were two and a half years ago.
6 years ago for two of them.
6 years ago. I'm sorry. 6 years ago for both of them.
But it did break him 3 times.
He did break him 3 times. Also, Deontay Wilder broke his hand in 2015. This is a year ago. I'm not sure it has been an issue, but I think it'll play out a big part in at the end of the fight.
Okay. With all that in mind, what do you guys think about how this fight's going to go down? With all those categories we touched on, all the breakdown of the fight, what do you think? What's your opinions on how this fight's gonna go?
Well, like you said, like their fighting ability is there's not a lot of technique. Only on Arreola's side, he blocks a lot. He blocks a lot, but he eats a lot of punches. They both fight very wild. They throw a lot of wild punches. Wilder is a one punch type of guy. I mean, he's just gonna last. I hope it goes more than 6 rounds, but it's gonna be a very brutal fight. It's gonna be a big knockout.
Who are you going for this? Who do you think's gonna take
I want Arreola to win just because he's had a really bad, took a really bad slope on his career. But I think Wilder's gonna win, hands down. But I mean, I hope Arreola wins by a knockout. To put him back on the map again.
Definitely think, of course, it's going to be a knockout. I don't think Arreola will be much of a match for Wilder. Now, I do hope that, of course, there is he gives him a fight that the experience that Wilder hasn't been able to get from different opposition. But I expect a mid-fight knockout without doubt.
I'm kind of on the same page with these guys. I actually want Wilder to win because he's a younger fighter. Arreola at 35, been through the fights he's been through. We've seen what Arreola can do at this point. He's not going to change the game and impress us all and come out and become the #1 champion of the world. Wilder has that chance. I don't think it's likely, but the way he fights, he's an aggressive fighter. He's an exciting fighter, and he's able to move enough to keep away from Arreola's slow, kind of plodding movements. He's going to get hit a lot. And to fight with a guy with Arreola's power and fight against him, if you get hit once or twice, that could be the end of the fight. Yeah. So it could go either way just because of that, the power aspect of it. But I think Wilder has the energy and the power and the movement to stay away. And he also has the desire, he has the drive, he has there's his age. I think he's going to take the fight. I don't think it's going to go more than 6-7 rounds. That's the breakdown.
Of course, it is very hard for us to analyze a fight like this. There is a big favorite in this fight, but it is a heavyweight division. You have fights like Klitschko and Tyson Fury, which was moved to, I believe, October, and this is really the best you can get at this moment when it comes to the heavyweight division. Either way, we do have a different form of predicting fights at this moment. It is a formula that we created about maybe a year ago. It analyzes the fighters' records, not only that, but also their opposition. At the same time, it analyzes their knockouts and really lots of different types of formulas and algorithms that lead to an actual number. Now, this number, according to what the number is, of course, the higher the number, the better the fight will do at this fight. Now, how far away these numbers are from each other is how you know how much of a close or how much of a blowout this fight will actually be. It is pretty accurate. If anyone ever wants to look into a list of fights that have actually been predicted with this thing, you could definitely send us a mail or anything else. But let's get that going.
Wilder, 68. Arreola, 27. Wilder, by knockout.
Wilder, 68, 117. That's not good.
Yeah, that's great.
All right.